Good morning, everyone. My name is Carolyn, and I'm going to be talking to you about hard things of the Bible. So I'm calling this Where the Dust Settles. So if you come back every week, we'll tackle some tough situations in the Bible where people are reading it and maybe misunderstanding it because they don't fully understand the magnitude of what it's saying in the Word. That's tackle law. The way that law is being taught to us by our spiritual leaders, and I'm not saying everyone because I haven't been to every single church or spiritual teaching in the world, but I'm saying this, the majority of the way that it's being taught is we are no longer under the law, we are under grace. But what does that really mean? That we're no longer under law, but under grace. And most people say, well, God has given us the 10 Commandments. But even in that, what does that mean? If we don't dig a little deeper and understand the times and the history in which the Bible was written in, and understand some information about the Jewish people, I say our forefathers, because we are grafted into a system that was already running. So a spirituality coming on from Christians isn't coming and pulling out of thin air. There is something that we're grafted into. So I wanted to tackle some of these hard situations where maybe if we had a better understanding, we could use the Bible a little better and see the results that we keep claiming that the Bible is supposed to give us. And I say claim is because most of the times we don't see manifestations of what we're claiming from the Bible is because we're misunderstanding what the Bible actually is telling us. So, I wanted to start with the book of Matthew. Okay. And there's a saying that we Christian people quote all the time. We're praying and we're saying, oh, where there's two or three gathered together. So I'm going to read the scripture that surrounds that one and then expand it just a little bit so we can get a little bit better understanding. So it says here, yes, I tell you people that whatever you prohibit on earth will be prohibited in heaven, and whatever you permit on earth will be permitted in heaven. To repeat, I tell you that if two or three here on earth agree about anything people ask, it will be for them from the Father in heaven. For whatever two or three are assembled in my name, I am there with them. Well, that whole conversation is a legal terminology. Oh, here we go. Law. That's a legal terminology. And back in the Near East, the custom was if you had a case against someone, you had to have 2 to 3 witnesses in order for it to be valid. That is why when Jesus was, before they could crucify him, they had their little court. And even though in it they lied, they broke their very own law, that there was supposed to be a biased person there. Your witnesses aren't supposed to be friends of you. They're supposed to be strangers, someone who couldn't benefit from the outcome. This is the terminology that this scripture is coming from. But the way that we use it is we use it as a spiritual thing, that if we just say, well, where there's 2 or 3 gathered in his name, but it's also a legal terminology. And the law isn't bad. The law is good. Everything God made in good. And I want to expand on that a little later on. But I challenge everyone to look around in this world and name me anything that isn't governed by a law. Law of gravity. Once they mastered gravity, they were able to build planes to fly. There's a law that keeps the sun up in the sky and the moon at night and the stars. Let's take a car. Would anybody drive on the streets where there was no law, no stop signs, no red lights, no green lights, no yellow lights? What you do is whatever you determine that means, that's how you apply it. So I see a red light. Well, to me, the red light means go faster, because red means hot. You may see it differently. And that's how we are in our Bibles. We're reading the 10 Commandments and we're applying our own understanding of what we think it means to love your neighbor as yourself. Each person has their own understanding. But I believe that I've read the Bible, and I've never seen God not give instructions. I've never seen God not open up and tell us exactly the things that he needed us to do, instructing us what to do. And there are guidelines that God has set before us if we would only seek them. So that's what this is going to be all about. It's going to be about talking about these hard subjects and seeing if we can get a deeper understanding of what they mean. All right. See you next week.